this might be the only art lesson you need. Okay, I'm exaggerating, I know that, but hopefully I've caught your attention because the fact is, shapes are so incredibly important when it comes to art, especially for new artists. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever witnessed when it comes to art is when a new artist beginning their journey sees a picture and draws it straight up with no foundational lines or thought whatsoever. The good thing is, well, at least they're trying and they're putting pencil to paper. The bad thing is, they're gonna get frustrated fast and most likely give up. And I'm not saying it's impossible to do for some people to just look at a picture and draw exactly what they see. I've seen people who just have that incredible natural ability to do that. But for the most part, it's unlikely that most people can do that. I can't do that either. So that's where shapes come into play. And the best shapes for drawing are the circle. I list this one first because this is the shape I use the most. If you've seen any of my tutorials, you'll know that I use this shape pretty much on, gosh, I want to say all my tutorials so far. And then the square, and basically, it probably seems pretty obvious, but I'm going with your basic shapes. We're not going to be getting crazy. There's not going to be hexagons, octagons, trapezoids. I mean, that'd be too much. Next up, we've got the rectangle. And then after we have the rectangle, there is the triangle. You know, all the basic shapes we've learned as kids, or at least I'm hoping you all learned as kids. Yeah, and then finally, an oval, which is pretty much just a stretched out circle, but I'm listing it as a fundamental one because ovals are used a lot as well, I feel. So yeah, so these are pretty much the standard looks of shapes. Of course, our rectangles can be thinner and longer, and our triangles can be acute triangles where they're just taller and thinner, or we can have obtuse triangles. Again, I'm just recalling back to those childhood lessons when it comes to shape. And so the next step would be figuring out how we see these shapes in everyday life. So I have this picture of a butterfly and we are going to break down the shapes within it. This is my Posca Paint Pen in white. And in the center, I would say we have a rectangle for the body of the butterfly, and then a circle for the head, triangle for the wings up top, and then another triangle here for the other wing, just going down and basically just following the shape. And then the wings underneath, which I feel are kind of like ovals. And this is just me overlapping. It doesn't really matter. And there we go. So in trying to draw this exact butterfly, these are the shapes that I would start sketching on my piece of paper. And then I would start filling in the details all around it. All right, so let's go ahead and actually put this into practice. I've got a fresh, clean page here, and I'm going to draw this dog named Daisy. It's my cousin's dog, and she's a cutie. So the first big shape that I notice is a circle about here for the head. So I'm going to start with that. So I'm doing the circle now. I'm not trying to make the most perfect, well-rounded circle. And then I would say we've got a bit of a rectangle coming out for the muzzle, kind of going in a bit here, connecting here, maybe a little long, maybe I'll shorten it. And that's the cool thing about this stage is that it's so easy to just change it up if something looks incorrect. Maybe a triangle right here. That's where its nose will be. Pretty much a circle right here for its eye. And then I'm just going to draw a triangle kind of shape over top. I'm not going to fill it in. I want the circle to stay there for its eye, but we can kind of see that the eye has a triangular shape right here and right here. And then its ear, I would say, is another rectangle kind of going down like that, over here to the side like that, going down and connecting to the bottom. And then we've got its back going out like this. And then another, I would say, square or triangle, maybe a little bit further down, about right there for its other ear. And then this line right here. And that's pretty much it. At this point, I would start looking for adjustments. So the muzzle seems to be going down too far. So I'm going to bring it up and then bring this up a bit. There we go. Kind of like that. Put her nose back in. There we go. Maybe go a little bit higher with this arch. And then the ear's kind of slanted right here, and I don't think I captured that as correctly as I could have. So I'm going to have the ear going down a bit more. There we go. All right. And I'm not looking for an exact look. This is my reference, and I'm not going for exact realism here. So after I do these lines, I go over with my kneaded eraser, and I just lighten them. And for me personally, I find it helps. So now I'm going to make the details of Daisy. So I'm going up, doing the muzzle, and it kind of dips down right here, and then her nose comes out. And she's got a lot of pretty hair that comes down in a swooshy sort of way, like so. And then I'm going to do her eye. So I'm drawing that curve of the eye and then going into that triangle shape. I'm going to leave it like that for right now. I'm not going into extreme heavy detail. I'm just trying to, again, get down basics. So she's got some hefty eyebrows that really come out at about here, and they go curving in around her eye, and I'm just sketching in those kind of like hairlines. There we go. And then her head comes out like that, following that sphere shape that I got. And in this area, going back to the eyebrow eye area, feel like she's got not an eye showing, but definitely the other part of the fluffiness of her brow. So I'm just going to get that in. There we go. And then the tuft of ear fur coming out. This is so cute. They look like little pigtails. I love these kinds of dogs. And then just drawing in all this fur that comes out from her ears. And a lot of this I'm just doing on my own. I'm not following exactly like how it's shaped, just kind of detailing it out the way that I would like it to look. And then the other ear back here, just doing that same swooshy motion, finishing up her chin area. And then her hair seems to be a bit shorter on her neck and back area. So I'm just lightly doing the fur here. And then her chest area coming out in here with a bit more fur. I'm going to stop it right there because I don't have any more reference of the picture. So, and I don't want to like guess where everything else is. I probably could, and it would probably look okay, but I'm leaving it there. And that's pretty much how I would use these shapes, going from the shapes to the actual detailing. It just helps so much because I can focus on putting in detail, not just where it needs to go, but to actually have it make sense. And I'm not stuck with drawing the detail straight from the beginning and risking the fact that it might not look correct. And that's pretty much just it. So pretty much at this point, you would start shading in any areas. And I'm just doing some light shading. If this were a piece that you wanted to make official, you would spend absolutely more time on it. I'm just kind of having fun at this point. And then coloring in her nose black just by shading it in with my pencil. And then maybe I would outline her a bit more in certain areas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I really hope this all helped you. If it did, definitely leave a like. If you're interested in more, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any specific requests for any tutorials you'd like to see, go ahead and leave a comment below. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.